This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to September 2022 floor set. This is Danny Vino, and I'm going to walk you through the document. This is your first preview of fall with all the fun new colors and shoes, a product that I'm sure everyone is receiving this week, which we're super excited of the timing of all the product landing. So here's your table of contents, I can't talk today. Collection and need to knows. Your entries hit list. Collection 1 is Modern Rustic. Collection 2 is Denim Shop and Well Traveled. And collection 3 is Woodsy. So right away you're noticing that Woodsy and Modern Rustic are going to switch spots this month. Then the athleisure capsule is still going to be the same. And then shoes and accessories are our last pages. Here is our inspo pages for Modern Rustic. You can see all the pretty colors, styling. Inspo page for Well Traveled. And then lastly, inspo for Woodsy. Here's our need to know page. So the overview for fall is 70 inspired denim. Now you're going to notice this month that it's not just in one shop, meaning the denim shop, it's actually throughout the whole store. So make sure you're paying attention to those little details as you're looking at each collection. And then as I already mentioned, Woodsy and Modern Rustic are going to flip spots this month. So entry is your hit list. Make sure when your marketing lands that you put your hit list signage out, which is statement sweater, blazer, vegan leather, 70 inspired denim, and the button down. Collection 2, which is Modern Rustic, which is pumpkin, rust, brown, chartreuse, burnt red, which that's the front of the store. Now this is a switch from previous months. So in previous months, we've had other denim at the front. This month, we want to make sure Citizens of Humanity is at the front of the store, as well as Page. Now let's say your store doesn't have Page. Select another brand that could come to the front depending on your inventory levels. Now I'm going to call this out a couple times, but I want to make sure everybody gets the message. We do want A Goldie, Good American, and Every Denim to stay in Well Traveled in the denim shop. So if you have to pull another brand up to the front of the store, it should not be one of those three. So the denim shop is Well Traveled, which is light blue, rose, mauve, maroon, deep purple, merlot, and salmon. And again, denim shop, same as previous months. But here we're now going to move our Every Denim, which I'm super excited for how it turned out. It looked so nice. So I think everyone will be happy to have that little switch up for their denim shop. And then the last collection is Woodsy's, which is the back of the store, which is caramel, mustard, army green, Kelly green, navy, royal blue, and brown. Then our last capsule, which is athleisure. Again, you want this to fall adjacent to Well Traveled and / or Woodsy. So just make sure when you're having to place your athleisure collection that you're looking at where is it actually falling and what collection is it falling off of. Shoe merchandising, this hasn't changed from previous months. So just make sure that you have all your shoes represented in your shoe moment. If you need to isolate out a category, for example, sneakers, feel free to isolate out with your athleisure moment. Here's your first look. So here's your overview of Modern Rustic and entry. And here's entry, which we're super excited about the hit list. So you can kind of see all those little bits of the hit list with the leather, 70s, sweater, the shirting. Pay attention to the little details here. So in this bowl right here is actually belts. And you'll actually see the detailed photo of that when you get to the accessories. Here's your table. So again, make sure you add your marketing. I love that Bailey added the need to knows for the shirts or the sweaters that need to be folded. So make sure that this sweater gets folded on the table. So love how the mannequins turned out. Super crisp look to them. We want to make sure anytime we're adding layers over a tucked in top, we want to make sure that the shirt that's tucked in is fitted and it is fully tucked. We want that presentation to feel really, really clean. You'll also notice on this entry rack behind the mannequins where it says 1, 2, and 3, you'll actually notice 1 and the one on the sample section, and then 2 is the jacket. Then where this other 2 is, it's really hard to see, but there's actually a blank hanger, and that's where this jacket that's on the mannequin will actually hang. And then 3 at the end of this rack is the dress, the vegan leather dress. You're also going to notice throughout the floor set document that there are certain onesies, shall we say. They're not actually onesies. It's items that had just landed as we were finishing creation. So you guys should all have them by now. We didn't have samples of them, so we were able to just filter in one of each of them. So just note that it's not a sample. It's something you guys should have in store. And then here is priority wall 1. Again, make sure you're noting what the catalog looks are and getting those into your priority walls. And again, if you have a long run-on wall for your wall 1, where this wing wall lands would actually fall right after this other catalog look with the jacket. And you'll also notice there's citizen samples up here, and then page is also up here. Another new feature that Bailey added, which we're loving, is if it comes in multiple colors and it's in the same shop, we're going to layer up the samples so that you guys know that we normally have them next to each other or that they belong in this collection. And then here's wall 2. One thing to note, which I think is a fun little update for us, you'll see belts are hung differently and stored differently throughout the whole store. So here in the wall we have them, and then you already saw that we had them tied up and in a bowl at entry, and then you'll see another option when we get to the denim shop. Also note where my cursor is, this is a hat and a mitten that's coming in. So feel free to just lay down the hat and then put a mitten on top. Not a mitten, a pair of mittens. And then again, make sure when you're creating your walls that the catalog looks are getting displayed. And then here's the modern rustic, the fixture block that's floating in front of wall 2. Again, here's a catalog look in fixture block 2. And then just really pay attention to that outfitting on those 2 racks on the right. The shirting, which is a huge trend, and then pairing them with the Nico, the new sanctuary bottom that's coming in, that's in the catalog that everyone's very excited about. Now, here's your first look at Well Traveled, the denim shop. We switched things up again this month, which I think will give your stores a nice little refresh. We want to make sure whenever you are working with a denim shop that the first and the last thing that you see is denim. We want each denim shop to read denim. We are known for our denim, and we have a lot of amazing denim in right now. So really make sure as you're mapping out your stores that you're paying attention to where your denim is in your sight lines. You'll also notice in this photo the progression of color or the hues of color as it goes through the wall. Make sure you're getting that same presentation in your wall. We don't want it to fall dark, or we don't want it to fall all one color. So here's the wall broken down. So on your left, on that left photo, there's a scarf kind of rolled up. We want to make sure that we still put underneath the rolled scarf 2 folded scarves. And you'll see that in 2 other locations in the store. Then followed by a catalog look. And then in wall 1, which is the outrigger section of this store, we have had to pull the Ava pullover, and it needs to be folded in the store. So make sure you reference the weekly scoop that's going to be going out on Monday that's going to be talking about where they should go. We're going to do 2 colors together. So I believe it's the pink and the white will go together, and then the green and the tan will go together. And then again on the right, notice the catalog look. And the sweater that's folded on the shelf here in the outrigger is an amazing piece to pull in all the colors of this collection. So make sure if you have that, you can get that folded in your priority wall. And I'm sure you're wondering, how in the heck did they get that denim folded up there? So here's your how-to. We literally took 2 books and simply folded them into where you would normally do a tri-fold, and then left an extra bit of, I don't know, I'd say maybe 6 inches of denim so that you could hang it over. So here's the how-to. Make sure you're referencing this. Whoever is building out your denim shop, take some time to understand how to do it. In addition to that, the denim that is up and displayed is also folded directly below for ease of you guys finding things from a styling perspective, and then to be able to do your go backs effectively. We also showed, we had lots of feedback last month, so thank you everybody for your feedback on this, that we didn't show alternative walls. So you're going to see 2 alternative walls coming up here. So here is a wood wall and how you would translate this. Same thing, so you're going to have your display. Make sure you get that belt display as well, making sure that you're getting it in a little riser as well. Again, this sweater will all be folded. And then if you have a cubic wall, this is what it should look like. So instead of putting the belts in a cubic wall, we've chosen to put them in a riser on the right side here, I'm sure, as you're noticing. And then last but not least, this is our alternative for a denim bar table. Now, don't look at the product in the back because that hasn't been updated. But what we wanted you to really notice here is the Evereve sign on the table, and then these 3 denim in the center here are all Evereve. So if you are a store that has denim bar tables, the center we would want to be Evereve, and then the flanking 2 tables or your additional 1 table should be another brand. Then your walls, again, should be whatever your most prominent denim is that you have, because it's probably a majority of the space that you have. But make sure Evereve is focused on your table. Then the same as previous months, here's your 2 wing walls. So remember, if you have a long run on wall 2 and wall 3 here would flank your center wall. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Let me scroll up. So this is your priority wall right here. Let's say you have a longer run on wall. One of wing wall 3 would come here and wing wall 2 would come here. So you get that same flow of color. And anytime you're questioning on where your wing walls should land, if you have long run-on walls, always look at that overview photo because you can see kind of where they're laying in the store that we're creating it in. And here is the table. Here's our Evereve denim, again, catalog look. Note the accessory as well with the hat and the belts. Pay attention to those little details because it will complete the outfitting for you. And then these are the racks around the table here. Now this is fixture block 2 of Well Traveled, which I'm sure you're noticing there's these new amazing jackets called Save the Duck. Now these are select stores right now for September. We want to make sure if you have them for September that you're only putting out 1 of each size because they're very large. And if you can't fit them all on 1 rack, make sure you're getting 2 racks to accommodate all of this product. And here's Woodsy. So again, note the soft accessory on the table. Make sure that underneath your rolled one that you have 2 folded. As well as this simple rack on the right, we actually don't want to be styling it with this cowl neck tank underneath. We're getting more impact when we put that tank behind and just do the jacket, and we're showing our customer there's 3 other options you can wear with that jacket. We want the jacket to be the hero. There's 2 other spots in the store as well where we only have jackets displayed. It's okay. You don't have to put something underneath it. Let me show you really quick what I'm talking about. So this jacket on the left here does not have anything underneath it. That is okay. We don't need to have something underneath it. Same thing here with this jacket in the overview. it's okay that there is nothing underneath it. The racks hold all the items that we need to be able to layer with that. And that's really what we depend on the stylist to make sure that they are fully styling their customers when they're combing for the dressing room from those racks. So we go back here. So again, more of your greens are back here, your mustards. Make sure you're prioritizing your catalog looks in your feature walls. Here's your wing wall 2 on the right. Lots of samples here. So make sure you take a really good look to make sure all the samples are going into the right collection. And this pullover right here, this was actually something that had just landed as well. So I'm sure you guys will have that by the time you're setting. That's why we don't have a sample of that one. And this sweater is folded up on this shelf here. Then here's our table and the racks around. Make sure you're noting, pay attention to the detail, that this sweater needs to be folded due to the stitching. So that sweater is folded right over here. And then here's our fixture block 2, which is more of our muted greens. And again, cut is in this collection as well. So this is a collection of 3 fixture blocks. You can see the multiple samples that are all going to be coming in for this collection. I shouldn't say collection, fixture block. Sounds better. And then here's your athleisure. So Vuori or Varley, and if you have both, it's okay. They go together. Now this fixture block is adjacent to Well Traveled or Woodsy. And remember when I was calling out earlier about shoes, isolate out sneakers if you need to. This is a great spot too. And then here are some examples of shoe moments. So the center one where it says large shoe presentation, this is the one from the floor set. So it has all the samples in it. And then the flanking 2 are from stores that have pillars. So just to give an example of how you can do a shoe moment in a pillar. Also note how we merchandised the Think Royland bags on the bottom of the etagères. Another great way to make sure you can get out all your accessories. And we want to make sure all our shoes are represented in the shoe moment. So even if shoes are called out in a collection, we would still want to make sure that they're represented in our shoe moment. And here's our accessory page. So like I was talking about at entry, the belts nicely rolled in a bowl, how to do the Parker Clay bags, another example of Think Royland bags, and then again, mixing the 2 Parker Clay bags on the left. And that's September. I think everyone's going to be excited with all the product that's landing to have this completed. So we look forward to seeing photos and enjoy. Thanks, guys.